Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Casters and Cthulhu, Genius Loci. I am your keeper of arcane lore, Morai Obs. Very, very excited to be wrapping up this scenario for y'all today. Yeah, extremely excited. First off, before we start, like I said, I am Morai Obs. I'm your keeper of arcane lore. I'm also a producer, in-game observer, game capture artist, that sort of thing. And just, yeah, extremely excited to see how our investigators go. And speaking of, Sam, how about you go first?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Sam, and I've been playing your lovely Eliza Beth, and I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous.
I'm
You're not
so
the one that got
nervous.
crushed. It's fine.
We're all getting squashed by boulders. Just wait. Just
No,
wait.
it's fine. No, it's fine. No, it's
Suddenly there's a lot of them.
Don't worry. Oops, it's gravity. It's fine.
Could you also introduce your character as well? I apologize.
Yeah, Eliza Beth Bourgeois. She's basically an herbalist. Practices in medicine, but isn't like into anything other than what she has found and made. So homegrown kind of stuff. But she's very interested to figure out what's going on within this hospital and the fires that she was hearing. We'll wrap that up. My pronouns are she, her, as well as my characters.
Perfect. Leg, you are up next.
Hi, Legday or Harry and he, him. I'm going to be playing Theodore Warner today, who is a good old British chap, straight out of the military, and moving over to the good old US of A to see those Yanks. And Theodore is a little bit haunted by his inability to save his son during the Great War, so he could be a bit of a dour fellow. And thus far seems the most stable of us.
Not incorrect. On the stream. If we're being honest. Briggsy, please introduce you and your character.
I don't wanna. I feel unstable. I've been destabilized.
Unlucky? I mean, you guys still do it, but unlucky?
No worries. My name is Briggsy. My pronouns are whatever the hell you want. I tend to go by she, they, or they, them. I am le fluid, so whatever you feel like it, I am yours. I have just been hired as an indie games producer, so I am focusing more on that. I also do a bit of voice acting, which is also kind of fun. And yeah, a little bit of writing as well. I would be playing Peachy Keen, who is kind of a drifter. She has been basically roaming around the United States, kind of earning money by showing off her exorbitant amount of tattoos that are all over her body, which, if you know your history, is not very common in the 1920s. And she's kind of getting over a lot of trauma in her life, basically some childhood trauma, trauma during the death of her fiance, which she was blamed for a considerable amount of time. And as a result, had to spend time in a very dark, very dangerous, very terrifying psychiatric hospital for a few months. And around this time, she's probably been out for about 3 or 4 weeks. And she punched a doctor. And Teddy is not happy about that. But
to be fair, she punched an asshole who also happened to be a doctor.
He did deserve it.
Not just a doctor. We'll get into that in a second, but yeah.
Oh, fuck. Anyway, she basically got kind of close with the orderly named Seymour Butts. I'm still saying Butts. I don't care what you say.
His last name's Harris, but go off.
Who? It's spelled Butts. It's fine. It's phonetic. And basically, she's going to try to figure out why that boulder ended up upside his head, because that doesn't seem normal since there's no mountains in Massachusetts, at least where they're at.
Perfect. That makes sense. Sorry. Also, I don't want to mention my pronouns are also they, them, and zir. But yes, going into, I know. Very, very nice. Anyway, the TLDR of the last part, our 3 investigators were brought to Danvers, Massachusetts, which is about 7 miles-ish from Salem and 7 to 9 miles from Arkham. They were all called here by Larry Croswell, who is one of their friends, who seems to be... Arkham is not a real place. Arkham is a made-up place.
I'm like,
Yes.
I thought that was Batman, but I'm just checking.
No.
See it like they going Batman.
Salem, very real. Arkham, not real.
Okay.
But yeah, so you all got to Danvers Asylum. Danvers, by the way, is also a real place. Danvers Asylum was also a real place. Fun fact. There's a lot of history involved. Don't worry about it for now. All right, but everyone goes to the asylum. Within the first like 10 minutes, we start to get a little spooky, but it's fine. Everything is fine. And then sorry, I completely blanked. I apologize.
Saturday night is fine.
Elizabeth. There we go. Sorry, I completely forgot character names. It's my mistake. Elizabeth may or may not have heard burning from somewhere when there wasn't any burning at all, which then resulted in the hospital staff being a little interested in her, for lack of a better word. Then when they went to meet with Larry, a lot of things went chaotic. Eliza passed out, or fake passed out, but did it so well that everyone thought that she was, including Larry. Then they all got sent to Berger's office, where Peachy Keen just socked Berger within 2 minutes of meeting him. Almost got Eliza incarcerated at the asylum.
She fainted. She was dehydrated.
So they start to investigate a little bit more, start to look through different clues. You did find a few, which we'll touch on more in the scenario. And last we left, they had met 2 different people. One of them was Sarah Vermillion from the Danvers Herald, and the other was Eve Warren, and of course her cat Mal. But Sarah Vermillion in particular was actually the one that wrote the article about a one Seymour Harris, not Butts, passing overnight after. Actually, Peachy, could you kind of explain the why Seymour is important?
Seymour had a few scars on them that were of particular interest, as they did not seem to be coming from anything natural, aka from a human, from a weapon, or anything that they had seen. So given the scenario, their current environment, which seems to be a little bit weird, given the fact that there's an amphitheater next to an asylum, which I can tell you in no uncertain terms is very much irregular. So, given his scars and his history, she wanted to inquire as to what in the heck is going on. And Seymour was pretty much about to tell her that something was going down until another orderly said, don't do that. So, before Peach could ask any more questions, her man straight up disappeared. And this is the second time a man she's talked to just got straight up murdered. So she's not feeling too hot right now.
Well,
You're still got battle scars.
According to the Danvers
thinks
Herald,
he was murdered.
it was an accident.
Well, Peachy thinks he was murdered, but yeah.
Speaking of, could you please read out the article that the Danvers Herald had? You're looking at the writing copy, but it's the same article that was shown in the newspaper that you all got at your front door, or your not apartment, hotel door. I know how to speak, I swear. As you guys woke up after going to the speakeasy last night and meeting both Sarah and Eve.
Breaking news out of Danvers. The Danvers Asylum orderly crashed in a freak accident. An orderly was crushed by falling debris laid last night at Danvers Asylum, marking the 5th death of the asylum within the current year. Seymour Harris, 34, was found by 2 of his co-workers on a nightly patrol around the grounds, crushed by a boulder that had fallen off of J Ward, one of the buildings on the $1.5 million property. The death was ruled an accident by the asylum's coroner, who cited Harris's failure to take precautionary measures around the asylum during high wind that night. This is the 5th death at the asylum in the past 3 months. The superintendent of the asylum, Dr. James Berger, said it was a preventable tragedy, one that I hope will not be repeated so long as those involved take the necessary steps to ensure the safety of all our staff and patrons of this hospital.
So, first off, I was really hoping you were going to do that, so thank you. And secondly,
You're welcome.
you guys all meet that morning. I would say it's probably around like 8 o'clock or something. You all meet, I'm assuming, after seeing that article. So what do you guys say? What do you do? Floor is yours.
Now, I'm a little bit more new to the United States. Do you often store boulders on rooftops here?
Let me check my notes. One moment. No.
I mean, even where I'm from in the South, we don't have that many boulders. I don't think anybody stores them on the roofs.
And also, we should... are there supposed to be boulders here? Is this a mining economy?
No. We are in the Northeast.
Quarrying?
Appalachia. There are no mines here, and even if there were, that would require mountains. Look to the skies. You're a professor, right? You're a veteran. You know what mountains look like, right?
I do. But
So you
of course, boulders can be taken from the earth as well as just taken off of mountains.
Right, but that will require a great kind of machinery or some sort of heavy lifting or maintenance, which, as we searched the entire grounds here, we didn't see anything remotely close to having the capacity to do that.
Another thing that particularly drew my attention in that article, is it normal for asylums to have their own coroners?
No. That is definitely no. You think that, but once again, asylums are in the business of treating the mentally ill, not determining how they died.
Well,
It's
in
usually
that case,
relegated to the
I'd
government.
particularly like to see the local coroner here and see if there was some sort of incident that had their services cut off and potentially replaced.
Not a bad idea. Especially if it's not normal.
What other engagements did we have today? You met someone last night, yes?
Oh, I met a journalist. Not a journalist, sorry, a librarian. She's going to help me find some articles to be able to piece together with all of those dates of the moon phases that we put together. So her name's Eve, and evidently she's got a few at least to give us some information. But she said the shop's not going to be open till noon, but to come a little earlier.
Well, that gives us time to visit the coroner then. Any other ideas, Miss Keene?
No. She's clearly trying to hide something.
Roll
roll?
roll fast talk, Peachy.
Yeah, my rolls are very lucky.
And you guys can roll psychology, the other two. If you think that something's up. Okay? A 5.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I love this game. This is a great game.
No,
I
to
recommend
be
it to all my
fair.
friends.
To be fair, you only had a 5 in fast talk and
5
an
out of 10.
11.
5 out of 10.
11's a really good roll.
Theodore's kind of
True.
hard-headed. He's already got his plan.
Okay.
If she doesn't want to add something, he's not too worried.
Eliza, you know for a fact something is wrong. Or not wrong necessarily, but there is something being kept.
Hey, Peachy. You don't seem as chipper as you were yesterday. Is anything going on? Anything you want to share?
Well, since Mr. Thing doesn't seem to give a shit, the fact is that I don't like any of this. I don't like this plan. I don't like being here. I don't like any of this. None of this is natural. None of this is anything that we could possibly comprehend. And I tend to steer away from things that I can't handle.
You have any other ideas?
That's the fucked up part. I don't. I wish I had more ideas. I wish I could think of anything else than putting myself in a place that I particularly don't want to be in, but at the end of the day, what choice do we have?
It is a sticky situation. I don't know of any other plans aside from this one.
Well,
The other
thing-
option is to leave Larry in there.
Oh, hello.
That's not an option.
It's not an option.
Well,
Um,
shall we?
Right. Yes, I'll talk to a concierge and see if I can find the coroner. Anything I should know about visiting a coroner's office from you two?
I don't
Don't
deal with the
poke the
dead
bodies.
much, usually the living.
Okay. Right. Theodore about faces and walks up to what I assume is the hotel frontman slash concierge slash front woman.
Yes, hello,
Uh,
can I help you?
yes, we were wondering if you knew the location of a coroner's office here.
Oh, are you looking? Well, there's one in Salem if you're looking to go out there. What would you be looking for that for? And you see him like slowly move towards a phone. If you want to roll psychology for what he's thinking or anything like that, but he's very confused while you're asking for a coroner.
Are we able to see this?
Yeah.
I would imagine.
You can go far.
Okay.
Do they intervene?
I feel like Eliza would very like softly kind of nudge you on the arm. Just, like, hey, where are you going? He's got a question for you.
Hey, sorry, it's a personal matter. See, I was, he turns back to the concierge. I served in the war, and a good number of your countrymen came to help in the last few years, and almost from around here. We recently lost contact, and I thought that perhaps I would check if they were at least not deceased.
Oh. And you see that the man like slowly nods. There's a nodding of like deep understanding from him as he goes, "Yeah, trust me. I get it. What's the name? I'll look around for you. Don't worry about it."
I'd rather not give away the name, but I'd love to see the coroner if that could be arranged.
So it was from the war and you lost contact. Could they have ended up in Danvers? The asylum. I mean, that's something I've seen happen. Not at Danvers, mind you, just other places.
Well, we both know that a good number of those who came back from those trenches ended up with certain mental ailments, so it's not out of the question.
Well, if you manage to find a contact somewhere in Danvers Asylum, there's a coroner up there. Looks through papers for a second. I think it's a Mandy something. Honestly, everyone at that asylum really keeps to themselves. You're lucky I even got the first name, but I've got nothing else. I really am sorry.
So nothing local, just one in the asylum and one in Salem, yes?
Possibly one in Arkham too, but honestly, I've never been there, so I know Salem has one, if that helps.
I appreciate the help. I hope that neither of us will require their services anytime soon.
God willing.
And he walks away, hopefully with Eliza. It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure, Papa.
No local.
Well, sorry about your loss or losses, first and foremost. Secondly, are there any in particular you want to look into?
I'm thinking that if we find a local coroner, that maybe we'd find some kind of disagreement with the asylum that led to them having their own. Potentially something to do with a patient finding malpractice.
It's not a bad idea. What say you, Peachy?
Peachy's in our own world right now. You guys can do whatever you'd like.
All right. Well, we have until noon. Is it about 8, 9 a.m. at the moment?
Yeah, 8, maybe 8:05 after all this.
Okay.
Right. Quick trip in the car to Salem then.
Sounds like a good time.
You coming with, Miss Keene?
Do I have a choice?
Of course.
Keep telling yourself that, sugar. And she gets in the car.
Okay. Who
Theodore
is
raises an eyebrow and then goes to drive.
driving? Is it you, Theo? Okay. Please roll a drive auto. This just nothing is gonna Nope.
We're not gonna crash?
Nothing is gonna crash. I need to learn not to speak too soon.
I guess we'll all die.
No. Nothing's gonna crash. It was just a matter of like how long it takes.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, nothing yet. That is we're just having a nice drive. What do you mean? Ugh. Anyway, but all right. So you guys get.
1920s.
Don't worry about it. So it takes about maybe like half an hour, 45 minutes to actually get to Salem. But you guys are at Salem Hospital at that point.
Does this hospital seem pretty unsuspecting? It just looks general, light, airy.
Sam, you can roll for power.
Okay.
Side quest.
Where is power?
Power is one of your characteristics up top. Perfect.
Success.
It feels like a weight's been lifted as you get to Salem. Actually, as soon as like you the farther away from Danvers the better you feel.
Do I feel as though it's because there's like an entity-esque feeling over Danvers?
With that degree of success, you can't really it's just a feeling. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Does this mark the first time in the Call of Cthulhu campaign that going to Salem has an uptick in mood?
No, actually. But, you're close. You're at least, one of the first 5. But yes, you guys are at Salem Salem Hospital. Here it seems like night and day from Danvers. In particular, like the nurses like rush out to help a car that just like pulled in right before you guys, is asking the right questions, is rushing people in. You see another nurse pushing a wheelchair, having a nice lovely conversation with a young man with like, it looks like a broken arm or something similar, but everyone seems to be in much better mood here. The occasional like somber person, but Salem seems to have its shit together, for lack of a better word. Definitely like, this is what a hospital should be. And it's something that probably, I would argue, a breath of fresh air coming out of Danvers Asylum.
All right.
Okay. Theodore would park the car, like, away from the front where all of the attention is towards incoming patients. So they'd have a little bit of a walk moving up towards it. So, just out of interest, is there anything else we need seen to by actual medical professionals while we're here?
Peachy? Do you have anything to add?
I just have a horrible feeling about this, but I don't know how you guys can be so chipper about this. She just looks at the hospital. It's just like everything just comes back. Like ever since she found out Seymour died, she's just not dealing with it very well. So she just looks
I'm
at the
chipper
photos.
because there's no mission as righteous on this world as rescuing a friend.
Oh, darling. Don't get sanctimonious with me. You don't know the first thing about me and my friends.
You cared about how I felt, and I tell you why I feel that way. I no longer care. And Theodore walks off.
Eliza feels so awkward. She's just staring between you two and like just kind of turns away to let Peachy have her space and doesn't follow closely behind Theo, but like is there.
Okay. Peachy, do you stay outside or do you walk inside?
I walk inside. I follow them, but she just has this look on her face that she's like almost slightly hurt.
Okay. As you guys go inside, there are it's very busy. It is a hospital after all. But yeah, you can walk up to the reception. The receptionist is doing a whole bunch of different things, but when she sees you guys walk up, she's immediately at your attention. Hello. Yes, how can I help you?
Before addressing the reception, are there signposts as to like where people would go for their own appointments without going to reception first?
Roll for spot hidden to see if you can catch it.
Oh, it's a rolling day today for me, gamers.
It's a very busy hospital. A very busy hospital. So there aren't a lot of places.
Do you want
Okay.
us all to search or just?
Sorry, repeat.
Did you want all of us to search or was it just him?
If you were looking for it, then yeah. But
No.
outside that, okay.
Dang.
So yeah, it's a bit busy. You can't really see where there's any signs.
Well, looks like there's someone we probably should talk to. Good
Right.
start.
Yes, let's see if they'll give us what we need, or if this is as bad as Miss Keene believes it to be.
Yeah. All right.
Hello.
Hi, hello. Yes, how can I help you?
My name is Mr. Warner. I've come here to visit the coroner's office about a potentially fallen comrade from the military.
Oh, yes, of course. And she was chipper, and then just kind of like slows down a little bit at the mention of like the war in particular. Right. Well, the coroner isn't in at the moment. Got called away for something else. You see, I can't really go further than that. But if you want to leave a message, I'll be sure to pass that along.
I understand. May I leave a number?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. We're staying over in Danvers. The hotel number, just ask for Mr. Theodore Warner, or
Mr.
have your
Theodore
coroner
Warner.
ask.
Okay. If anyone thinks that Sam, I saw your look. If anyone thinks that she's like lying or anything, you can totally scope out somebody. Please feel free to always be like, "This is sus. I'm rolling something." Like, you can explain it after you roll. Totally fine.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Is that
saw
what
your
I was
face and I was like, "You're probably gonna want to roll for psych."
Success.
Okay. You can also roll psychology, if you want to as well. Okay. Peach, you're a little bit distracted, so you're not totally tuned into the conversation, I would imagine. Eliza, it's clear that she could say more, but isn't. Not in a bad way though. Like it feels like it's a patient thing.
Like HIPAA?
Yes, I was literally going to say HIPAA, but I wasn't sure if that was like invented in 1920, but it's going to now. Yeah, it's like a...
It probably wasn't.
Fair enough. But it probably was like a patient confidentiality thing. Or in this case, it could be a victim confidentiality thing. Coroners do
HIPAA
go out
didn't
to like
start
confirm
until-
bodies and such.
Just to confirm, HIPAA didn't actually start until 70 years later.
It's fine. It's fine.
Is that like an
way,
American medical
it's-
practice thing?
Yes, it is. It is a patient confidentiality.
Basically, the Health Insurance Probability and Accountability Act, what it basically means is that you are not allowed to divulge, any doctor or medical professional is not allowed to divulge any patient's personal information regarding their treatment, their sickness, or anything without the patient's explicit permission to do so. And you are able to be charged federally if you
Yep.
go against that law.
Briggsy, you get inspiration for passing the exam. Congratulations.
HIPAA
I think you actually have a couple. I think you have two. Like has one, and that is currently all of the inspiration and or disadvantage. Because remember, you can bring that into the play, if people want to via channel points. But yeah, that is currently the markup at the moment. But yeah,
And I use inspiration again to try to roll to see if I can get the
Sure.
information out of her through charm.
absolutely. A hard success. So what the receptionist looks towards you.
Sweetheart, I know what it's like to not have to give the proper information, and I know you're doing the right thing. But I'm just asking you just this once. I've had a long day. I'm dealing with probably someone who's probably the sweetest thing on the planet, and I don't deserve to be around. And I'm also surrounded by someone who's probably the meanest son of a bitch I've ever seen in my life. I'm not having a good day. I could use some good news out of you, Sugar. Could you please provide that for me?
She kind of looks around for a moment and then looks over at you guys, and she like motions for you to kind of like lean forward so she can whisper it in your ear.
I lean forward.
Oh, she did that to Peach, sorry.
No, I'm leaning forward to see why she's
okay. Peach, do you also lean or no?
I do.
Okay. It's just, I shouldn't be telling you this, but it was just
Your secret's safe with me, Sugar. Don't worry.
There was the nursing home 2 blocks down. There was just one of the patients died there last night, and it was apparently natural causes, but we're just not supposed to give that out, you see. It was a very unfortunate situation. And she kind of leans back.
Unfortunate, I see. Is it unfortunate in the terms of the natural causes? Were the causes not so natural in her death?
What? What do you mean? She's completely confused by what you just said.
No worries, darling. It's just that I've had my experience in hospices and asylums and nursing homes, and they haven't quite been the best, so please forgive me for being biased. It's nothing against you personally or your business. You seem to be running a fine establishment here, so don't worry about that. I'm just wondering if there was no reason that confused you. That's all.
No. It doesn't usually happen here, you know. Even
Why do you
when,
think that?
well, we care for our patient. She seems very proud about this as she kind of like sits up a little bit more. Even Dr. Shine, before he retired, had mentioned how great this hospital was. He even trusted his papers with us. Like, we're incredibly good at what we do, and we're very proud of it.
I can see that. I wish I had actually stayed here, to be honest. Is there anything else you can tell me about the patient himself? Nothing too. I don't need anything too in depth.
Honestly, I didn't get much more than that. I know there was a name somewhere. I might be able to. She ruffles a bunch of papers. As that's happening, Cameron will make intelligence rolls, but she's going, I'm sorry. The only thing I know is that the coroner just isn't in right now due to that poor guy's passing. Okay.
Oh, that's all right. I understand.
At regular
Just having a brain
successes.
blast.
At regular successes, you guys recognize the name Shine. Shine was the former superintendent of Danvers Asylum.
Oh, would you look at that? Peachy Keen gets the goods after all.
What?
You've been wonderful. Well, nothing. I'm sorry. I just.
Oh, okay.
my day
She just
got
goes
good
back
all
to
of a
her
sudden.
work.
It just goes good. It just got good after all of a sudden. What was your name again, sweetheart?
Oh, it's Alex.
Thank you, Alex. You have a lovely day, okay? And please keep running this hospital the way you're running it. You're going to have a lot of very satisfied patients. And I wish I were one of them.
Well, if you ever need, you see, like, he starts, or she starts down that road and then realizes, why the fuck would you say, come over to our place if you get hurt? That seems weird. So she kind of slows down a little bit and goes, if you ever need help, we're here. And then goes back
No
to
way.
actually working.
Peachy just loves fucking with people.
She is flustered, not in any like just professionally flustered, because very clear. It's like when you say you too to like your like
movie.
a flight
Enjoy the
attendant or
movie,
something.
enjoy
Yeah,
the
yeah.
flight.
Yeah, thank you, you too. Fuck. Yeah, that's the entire thought process here.
They just run.
Ooh.
Which is spot hidden?
I'm looking around to see if there are any newspaper clippings / accolades on display in this hospital lobby to do with Dr. Shine.
There would, at the extreme success, there would be one on like right next to the wall that's right next to reception. There's one that explains how Shine had actually, the last time Shine had spoken publicly was actually at Salem. And he had mentioned that like his philosophies of ethical treatment of all patients and morality therapy, I think is what it's called, treating people as people was at the cornerstone of his beliefs. It was the cornerstone of Danvers Asylum when he was the superintendent there. And he truly believes in that, and that's exactly what Salem has done, so much so that he's entrusting his papers to this hospital to safekeep. So as a token of goodwill is what he had said.
Is that an
Question.
implication that Salem has its own psych ward? Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Salem does not have a psych ward.
I wanted to know if the charm was still available.
I'll give it to you.
Can she ask Alice where Dr. Shine is now?
Oh, I think that's and she looks through. I think that's the cemetery three blocks down.
Ah. Thank you kindly, Alex.
Of course. So what do you do
Well,
next?
Well,
I was
we
gonna
can
ask something, but never mind.
No, you totally can. Alex is still
I
there.
forgot it.
Oh, unlucky.
Trying to remember.
So sad.
Maybe on the way out.
Yeah, yeah,
play
yeah,
the Price is Right horn.
Okay.
Let's see. So Dr. Shine is dead. And he used to work at Danvers. So I imagine the next step would be to find out how he died. Because, no, not find his natural causes thing.
Did we want to go find that coroner?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, I can assure you it is not normal for an asylum to have their own coroners generally. Usually that's done by the city.
I think you're
So,
right.
oh, I know I am, Sugar. Trust me. They don't exactly try to keep the dead in their asylums. The last thing they want is dead people in their buildings. That's how you shut a hospital down. So if they have a coroner in their building, that means they don't care if there are dead people in the hospital or somebody is paying them off, or they're paying somebody off to let this happen. I'd like to find out who.
That man we saw with a shovel on the ground, Eliza,
Mm-hmm.
could he have been burying people?
I mean, you can pretty much assume because of the way that it was all laid out. How the dirt was risen more in some areas than others and elongated as if there was body underneath. But not only that, but the way that the lilies were dying just meant that the soil was soured somehow.
Regenerating bodies and keeping them.
But the question is for what? That's why we need to figure out these dates and the correlation.
Wait, you
with
said
the
the
moon.
soil was bad?
The flowers,
The flowers were bad.
which means the soil's probably sour.
Where are you guys saying this?
We're outside the hospital in the doorway.
Okay.
Peachy's just
That's all
deep
I
in
got.
thought. Like, no, you've given a lot, darling. Don't worry. I just have
Totally. Fuck.
an awful theory, which I'm not ready to divulge yet. I'm gonna need more evidence, but usually when it's bad soil,
The dog,
That means there's
apparently. I
something-
apologize.
oh, we
Go
get
on.
a dog.
No. You do not get a dog. You do not
Aw.
get Artie. Unlucky.
No party dog?
End of stream.
No,
I don't
please
wanna- I don't wanna do this
continue.
anymore. Bad soil, dead bodies, maybe rotting bodies, maybe food. Usually feed the soil with fertilizer, right?
Well, yeah. So, but I don't know what he was doing because that's also not normal time to garden.
No, it's not. Generally, you want to garden during the day.
I mean, he still had daylight at that time. It was just not very bright.
Right. Well, I have my theories, but nothing's set in stone yet. But I can tell you right now, none of them are good. I suggest we figure out how Dr. Shine died, and maybe we can have a better idea as to what's going on.
It's a good idea.
I think that's a good idea indeed. Let's think logistically here. The coroner, who we need to ask, is currently on a job at the care home a couple of blocks away. Same as the cemetery. So, we should probably allow them to do their own job for a while. And maybe we should pop by the cemetery and see if there's anything similar to what we noticed with the burials at Danvers. And then catch the coroner once they've finished.
Down with that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Could everyone please roll a spot hidden?
No, thank you.
No, just do it anyway. It'll be...
Oh, Eliza.
Your reaction, was that bad or good?
What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. All right. I forgot you guys could see me.
No,
Okay.
thank you.
You, Theo and Peach, you two are, you two
Theo's
are,
distracted planning the route in the car because he's bad at American roads.
you guys are not currently in the car. You guys are
but he's
standing
planning the
outside
route.
discussing. No, this is important. While you guys are talking outside of the car, Eliza's the only one that sees a tall, large man start to walk towards the car. And with that extreme success, you can see a couple of things because he really didn't think he was in your eye line. He is very much mistaken, as he has something shiny in his hand and is looking straight at the car.
Can I, with an extreme success,
Sure.
determine what is in his hand?
It's
Can
a
I
knife.
make out a shape of it? Okay. Great.
Yeah.
How far are we from
You guys
one
are
another?
about 10 feet away, I would say, at this point. Because you guys, like, just walked out, and it's, like, Peach and Theo just, like, are talking to each other about the thing, and you just happen to look in the right direction to see this man, like, straight towards your car. Not towards you guys, towards your car.
Sam, I got an idea.
I'm gonna key our car, but knife it instead.
Right? Bitches. See cunt written on the side of it.
Okay, well, while y'all are talking for a moment, Eliza would interrupt you and be like, "Oh, y'all, you might want to look that way quietly. There is a man walking towards your car with a knife."
Ooh, maybe he'll key
Theodore
it. Fuck him
turns
up.
and very purposefully stares at him with like a hand inside his jacket.
Roll intimidation. Like, I believe you have one inspiration. Oh, I have an inspiration now. Thank you so much.
Oh, nice. Let's use the inspiration.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Let's stop right
Great.
there if I
Cool.
were you, Jen.
I
Fine.
feel like we're crushing all of your plans right now.
No.
He's
This is the fun
ruining
part as a
everything.
keeper, I gotta say. He stops. And I would even say he stops and like his eyes go wide. And he even like drops the knife. As he looks over at you, Theodore, and says your name. Shocked.
Bum, bum, bum.
I recognize this man.
I'm trying to see. You know what? You probably could. He's a bulging, pudgy man in his 50s, carrying himself
done
with
with
great
mustache.
pride and a strong stride.
Mustache.
Warwick. You know better than to bring a knife to a gunfight.
You see his grin, like his shocked face slowly turns into a grin. And he goes, "Theo, what are you doing here?" And he goes over to, his arms are like outstretched wide. He doesn't have the knife anymore, and he's rushing towards you.
Each does a kung fu stance.
He
Theo
stops when he
sort of
sees that, and he seems very disoriented.
He looked
Theo
general.
slowly unhands the the semi-auto holster inside the duster and kind of just like attempts to like grab him on the shoulders of like, hey, it's good to see you, but not going into a hug.
He notices that and like stops and like he puts his hands down, but he is touching you to make sure you're real.
I'm here apparently getting my car stabbed.
Is that legal? It's like you can car
I don't think that's legal.
I don't. That's not legal.
It's not legal. I don't.
I mean, it's not
What
a
are-
human. So...
What are you doing here? Why? He said a bad man was. I don't.
He said.
Hold on, slow down. Who is he?
These are my friends, Peachy Keen and Eliza Beth.
He kind of like dust himself off, trying to like make himself look presentable. The like laser focused, angry, kind of hunched over looking man that originally what Eliza like spotted is no longer the case. He seems to kind of even come back to himself as he looks at all of you. He also he looks scared. You don't even need to roll for that. It's very obvious. He's scared, he's confused, but he's at least trying to be like proper at the moment.
Warwick is an old comrade from days past.
Ah, well, lovely to
Oh.
meet you. But forgive me for. You know what? Fuck it. I don't even care that I'm very for it. Are you okay? You don't look okay.
I don't. Why would he send? Why? He knows. I told him.
Okay.
I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand why. Why would he send me to you? Why
Okay,
are you here?
Slow down. Okay, slow down. Slow down. It's fine. It's going to be okay.
He's starting to hyperventilate a little bit.
Okay. Eliza, do you have something to give him? So we
I was
can-
about to say, can
calm down.
I
Yeah, you can roll
use
like
medicine?
yeah. Medicine first. It'll take you there.
As for ladies kind of like take his attention for the consolation, Theodore almost hands him off and just slowly makes his way around the car to collect the knife and sticks it in the back seat so that it's not as accessible. Yeah.
The knife looks like a kitchen knife, something that you would use for like cooking,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Something that wouldn't have been procured especially for this. Something just taken
Is it
off
a
the
butcher
counter.
knife or a butter knife?
Like it. I would say, I don't know what it's called, but not. It would be a sharp knife.
A paring knife?
Yeah, we can go with that.
Okay.
Me googling a paring knife.
I'm just gonna
Teeny
trust
tiny-
Briggsy on it. I'm not even gonna go for that
Think
far.
of a teeny tiny knife you would use to cut like little green onions and stuff like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
okay.
go with the steak knife instead.
Steak knife.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Ooh.
serrated.
I was
It
about
is-
to say not the serrated.
Yeah, that's serrated. Yeah, that'll hurt. Don't ask how I know that.
Oh, this is the set I have. Sorry, I'm googling steak knives.
All of us
You
buying
know
steak knives.
Steak
after
knife
this.
is-
Either way, Warwick is not. It doesn't seem like he'll be able to calm down on his own. Eliza, see that success. What do you do?
So as she's seeing this, immediately she reaches into her satchel and like finds this little bushel of lavender. And she's going to walk up to him with her hand, like her palm open, and the little bushel in her hand, and like put it up to his nose. Just smell it, please. Take a big whiff, and it'll help calm.
What? And the shock of like, oop, I apologize. Even the dog is like, what are you talking about? No, just kidding.
I'll get the hospital.
Service animal, it's fine. But the even the shock of like being asked to do that actually calms him down a little bit. Because it just gets his mind off of the panic. So even that like motion helps with it, and he cautiously takes one and just kind of like holds it in his hand, takes deep breaths, definitely calming down now.
Smelling it. Smells pretty, huh?
Yeah.
Oh shit, Eliza, give me some of that. I want to smoke that.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, I don't recommend smoking it, but you can smell it. It's really
Oh,
nice.
no,
These would actually be good tea too. If, sorry, getting off topic. Thank you. And he looks over at Eliza when he says that. Definitely way more grounded than what he was before. And then he just looks back at Theo. Why are you in Danvers?
I'm in Salem at the moment.
Why are you in Salem?
Okay, I'm just wondering if that's
That is
crazy
not
or
a
Yeah,
no
I
no
was
no
gonna
no.
say,
That's
have a
me.
You still can't even right now,
Retcon,
so
the
brain
retcon.
puzzled.
Actually, no. I was right the first time. He asked why you're in Danvers.
Yeah, fuck it. He's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
wh-
not
alright.
necessarily. That's not the reason, but yes, he asks why are you in Danvers?
He knows
We're in
you were in
Salem.
Question.
Sure.
May I ask Teddy?
Sure.
No, I'm asking Teddy.
Oh, fuck.
Teddy, not to be that person, but how does your buddy know we were in Danvers?
That's a good question.
Because I'm starting to think buddies don't really stalk people. At least that's not what my friends did.
Warwick, are you living in Danvers?
At the asylum.
Okay,
You were
he's
there.
very specific.
Do you know Larry? Wait, which ward were you in? Sorry, that's a lot of questions.
How are you out?
No, ask the question,
He
Teddy.
he let me out. That's what I was trying to say before. He let me out.
Why have a knife?
The knife?
Oh my god.
In your hand? Or at least it
Theo
was.
reaches
He
down
looks
into
down
the
at his
back
hand. There's
seat
nothing
and
there.
shows off the knife. This knife,
It's a
Warwick.
it's a good knife. I don't know what
Let me
you're
ask-
asking.
May I ask something? I want to make this clear. Sir, forgive me. My name is Peach. I don't mean to. We shouldn't be bombarding you. Clearly are in a state. I'm glad you're calm and feeling better, but I think the one question is, what is the last thing you remember? Nothing. It doesn't have to be crazy. Just what was the last thing, the place, the time, whatever you can give me. You don't have to.
Oh, the time.
Overcompensate.
The time. I don't know, but probably the eyes.
The
Yeah, the eyes. As if that makes all the sense in the world.
The eyes. Okay. What eye? Do you know what kind of eyes? How many eyes?
Many. He
Attached to a flying creature?
flying creatures don't fly.
Birds?
And then looks back at Theo. There's something. I was sorry. NCW Tim. Yeah, birds aren't real. Birds aren't real. What do you mean?
They aren't. They aren't.
Sorry, that just made me laugh. All right.
Damn,
but
federal
he-
drones coming to spy on me again.
Yeah, fucking. They're not real. Fucking New York
He
City.
looks-
They're not pigeons. They're rats.
He looks back at Theo either way. And he just goes, he said I could do this and I could go home. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I swear. And he grabs you fairly tightly. I did not know it was you.
What in the hell is this fool talking about?
What did he want you to do?
To stall something. He said to keep an eye on one and then slash the tires of the rest. You can roll for psychology or anything if you want to
Yeah,
get a more feel.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Okay. He's extremely confused. That much is clear. Again, really out of it, as if like waking up. He also seems to be stumbling over his words a bit more than I'm letting on. Almost as if he himself isn't quite sure of what he's saying.
Can I tell if he's on something? Or like was
Yeah.
giving anything? Does he have a characteristic that I would notice medicinally?
Roll for medicine.
Yeah, because he sounds high. Or like on meds.
He is not.
Okay.
He looks
Okay.
panicked. He looks confused. He doesn't look
More of
like
a
he's
mental
on something.
state. Okay.
Yeah. And with that medicine, I'll even give you it actually didn't look like a lot of them were on any sort of like medicine, thinking back to the asylum, like Danvers in particular.
Patience?
Correct.
Oh!
Okay.
question then.
Sure.
Teddy, you mentioned that there was a picture that a patient drew with a million eyes, correct?
Yes, they were affixed to some sort of flying bat-like creature.
Ask him if he's seen that creature.
I'm
Because if
right.
that's the case,
I'm right here. He's getting more
Oh.
confused because he's like, I'm here, right? And like you see him kind of like pinch himself too because he's not
Okay,
even sure
okay.
at this point.
Yes, you're real.
I
You're
don't.
real. Don't
We're
worry.
real.
Okay,
I don't
okay,
mean
okay.
to confuse you. I'm just trying not to. I'm trying to have you communicate with somebody you're familiar with.
Well,
Is that
if
okay?
if Theo trusts you, I trust you.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I don't want to invade because I don't want to assume. Okay. But if you trust me, I would like to ask you. Okay. Is that all right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Teddy, is that okay with you?
Yes.
This is your friend.
Teddy kind of like puts his hands back on Warwick's shoulders and just like squeezes him a little bit.
All right. Just do me a favor. Just try to keep him as calm as possible. Okay. And Eliza, if you can, if you have the meds standing by in case he needs more, he's gonna need it because it looks
got
like he's
plenty.
still kind of out of it. All right. Let me know if you feel like you're letting yourself go.
Okay.
I know that feeling
Yes.
all too well. You feel as if that you don't know where you are. You don't know what time it is. You don't know who the hell you even are. I get it. Okay? I've been there. I understand. So I just want to make sure you're grounded. Okay?
He takes a deep breath and nods.
All right. If you feel yourself falling away from this planet, falling away from this earth, you grab my hand and you don't let go and I will pull you back down. Do you understand?
Roll for charm.
Should be the one fucking roll where it's like,
You do have Inspose as well.
You
so
do have.
do.
I think you have 2
I'm gonna
at
use
this
one.
point.
I'm gonna use one.
We can push
I
this.
don't
You
wanna-
don't know
I
yet.
don't- No, I don't want to. See?
Okay, never
We're gonna
mind. You
do it.
gotta. You need. You should use it.
There we go.
Hey.
Nice.
He slowly nods more. He was originally looking way more at Theodore than anybody else, but now he's looking at you.
Okay. So just grab yourself an anchor, whether it's me or Teddy.
Grabs onto
Roll
Teddy's
her
arm.
back down. Okay. Deal?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. If you cannot answer, be blunt. Say, I cannot answer that. Got it?
Okay.
If you can, if I ask you a question and you're able to answer that, try to be as deep as possible. Okay?
I'll try.
Your best you can, your answer, whatever answer you can give, will be the best.
Okay.
You will not let me down. Now I need
Ma'am,
you
I
to
gotta
an-
admit I wasn't worried about that, but now I am. But yeah, okay.
No, I'm just letting you. It's an affirmation. Forgive me.
Okay.
I went to the wrong hospital. My first.
So did I,
question is-
but okay.
My first question is, what did you see? The creature with the million eyes, we'll call it. When did you see this creature?
You need to roll for charm, and it needs to be an extreme success.
Okay.
Now you can spend luck if you want to make it an extreme
true.
success.
This is worth it. Yeah. I'll
How
spend
many
it.
would it be?
How many would
I-
it be?
Do not quite remember. It's on your sheet though. Let me double check that.
Where would I look for that?
Right. So you'd need to have 11 to get an extreme success. so
You're
you need
off.
to spend
You're
7
only
luck.
off by 7.
So 7 points.
Yeah, take off 7
Yeah,
points
I'll
of
just
luck.
take 7. I'll take it. That's
Okay.
worth it.
At that extreme success, he shivers, and it's clear something's trying to pull him, but he stays grounded and he keeps an eye on you. His grasp on both the lavender and the arm of Theodore is very tight. You're probably gonna have to get this suit washed, but because of the stain from the lavender. But he nods and says, I'm not supposed to say, but it's the new moon. It's the new moon.
What about the new moon?
The eyes. The new moon. The eyes, the new moon.
The eye's the new moon.
The eyes,
there a
comma, the
ritual?
new moon, not the eye is the new moon, just to be clear. Because I know I kind of
Okay.
slur. My mistake.
Okay. No, it's fine. The eye's the new moon.
Eliza, would you ask?
Is there a ritual? Maybe something that y'all
Roll
do
for
often
power.
over Danvers?
He slowly nods.
What do they do? Don't worry, you're in a safe space, by the way. You got your friend here, and he trusts us. We trust you.
Roll for charm. Needs to be an extreme success.
Good luck.
Godspeed.
Hi at all.
Is Eliza charming? I forget. No, not at all.
God damn.
No.
He's there for a second, and with that power, I'll even say that you can, like, there's some sort of tie that you seem to have with, like, Earth and that sort of thing, and like, Mother Nature and that sort of thing, and you can actually feel, like, he seems to go cold, for lack of a better word, and he takes a step back, and he goes, I need to get back. I need to get back to the asylum. I need to get back to the asylum. I need to get back to the asylum.
Okay.
We can take you.
We can take you. Can you come with us? You do not have to. You do not have to go alone. We're going back anyway. We just need time to get literally one piece of information, and we will go back. Can you stick with?
Looks over at Theo, like eyes wide. You've seen this before on the battlefield. This type of look, but it's more haunted than anything you've seen.
Warwick, you've survived much worse than this. Do you remember these 3 words? Pro patria vigilans, watchful for the country. You're from the American Signal Corps. You're headquartered in Fort Gordon, Georgia. You survived the war. You went home on a big ship. You were worried about German U-boats the whole way. But there were none out there. They were just in your head. But that's okay. You got better. You're going to get better here. But you'll be safer here than you will be in the asylum. Trust me. The asylum is enemy territory. This hospital, this is home base. This is better. This is where you're among the regiments, you're among the divisions. And you will find yourself welcome here. Do you understand me, signalman?
Please roll any social skill except for intimidate, because you're not trying to do that. Regular success only. Extra credit. He slowly nods and says, "This is home base. This is home base."
There are no Germans, no Austrians.
Theo,
This
I
is where
can't
you
let
are
you go
safe.
back there, though. Like, you don't understand. You don't
There's a man
understand.
behind enemy lines. And we're gonna get him back. But I can't afford to lose another in there.
Well, I'm not just gonna let you go. I didn't then, I won't now.
He's not going alone, darling. He's got backup.
Peachy, you had a rapport with that receptionist. Please
I
see
have
if
a
you can
rapport.
find something for him.
Of course I can. I have a rapport with everyone. Except for you, it seems.
We're working on it.
Are you
Kinda
gonna go
remind me a
inside
little bit.
to... Oops, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's like, you kind of remind me of him. Less of a bitch, though.
Fair enough. Are you gonna go inside to the receptionist then?
Yeah, she's gonna go back and get the info.
I'll let
Okay.
Peachy go inside while I go to the bathroom.
Okay. With that in mind,
This conversation.
okay. He does look over to Eliza and like just kind of takes your hand. Doesn't ask for it, but takes it anyway.
Give him the drugs! No, I'm kidding.
He gives you back your lavender. It's wrinkled. It's like it's been but he's at least trying at this point. So credit where credit's due. And he looks you straight in the eye and just says, "Please don't. What you're doing is dangerous and."
Herbalism?
No, the asylum.
Oh.
Just
Hey,
please bring Theo back safe.
We promise. But also, why did he choose you to leave? 'Cause I thought he wasn't letting people go. Especially if you didn't know that it was Theo that he was sending you after.
1 second.
Haha, your players are smarter than you think.
For the record, I've always known all three of you are very smart.
Appreciate you, Thamer.
55. Okay. He says, well, honestly, I'm not entirely sure how I even ended up here, but I didn't know. That doesn't mean Berger didn't know.
True. I mean, it's only smart for an enemy to mess with their opponent with something close to them. So, I think you were an unfortunate tool in that, and I'm sorry.
I don't know, but I will stay here until you guys come back. And he looks over at Theo. And you better come back. There's kind of like a spark to the return of what he used to be. What you've known him to be, Theo. And that sort of like protective kind of look in his eye. Where if you fuck with any of his boys, he's going to fuck with you. In the bad way. So he very much, like, it's almost like he's returning to what you remember of him.
You told me that before. And these guys don't even have machine guns. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Yeah. Yeah. He seems to think about something, but doesn't say anything. He just looks back as Alex, the receptionist, looks over at you. Oh, is there something you needed? To Peach.
I just blanked out. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. You're looking to get something for work.
I'm sorry. I was just like, my brain just said, absolutely not. You're not doing that. So
I punch him in the face.
That's what I came in here to do.
I came here to punch the receptionist in the face.
Wrong doctor!
They're all the same to her, okay? No.
Actually, to be fair, the receptionist is usually not a doctor. We're not going into that.
Yeah,
Anyway, yes, receptionist went, hi, how can I help you?
Hi, we have a friend kind of outside who's kind of out of sorts, and I don't mean to be a bother. You've been so helpful to me already.
Oh,
so I
no,
really
not at all.
appreciate
He's
that.
already up. He's already ready. He's pulled 2 other people with him. He has someone with a wheelchair walking towards him. Like, this is extremely, like, rehearsed almost, as he goes, how can I help? Where can we go?
Right.
If you want to roll psychology, you can.
Yeah.
He genuinely he if someone comes in saying that someone needs help, generally speaking, you need to do it the faster the better.
Keep forgetting this is a good hospital.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
he's trying to be friendly because that helps people like calm down to give him the information that he needs, like just from his training. But yeah, he wants to get to this person as fast as possible. Not from what you can tell with that hard success, not for anything like malicious or anything. He genuinely just wants to get the patient the care that they need.
Yo, even in and outside a game, I'm not used to that. So let's do a little role play.
Oh,
right,
wow, these fantasy games are getting a little bit fucking
Yeah, a little
leery.
realistic here. Okay, anyway. All right, fantastic. That's great. I have a friend outside who's just he needs a break. He needs a vacation. he probably needs the best treatment you can offer, and I can only think of one place, and it would be here. Would you be able to take them in, please? I would
Sure, he
really,
seems a
really
little
appreciate it.
confused when you say vacation because this is still a hospital. But he does go and they pick up Theo. Theo sits down in the chair very shakily, but he does.
Pick up
And
who?
Huh?
Theo?
I assume
Sorry,
Warwick
Warwick.
instead of Thea.
Thank you. Warwick
say,
sits
"All right,
down
bye, Lex, see you
very
later."
shakily,
Okay.
but
Bye,
he
guys, I'm
does.
off.
He does stare at Theo, is what I meant to say, the entire time that he's being wheeled away, and Warwick is gone.
Thea gives him like a little salute as he goes.
Well,
He
Yo-
mock gives
Yo-
one back.
Yo, Eliza, throw some lavender at him.
no, I need to save this. What if I need it?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I got some more right here. You gave me some. Remember, we're fine.
Yeah, but it's probably like got lint on it now.
That's decorative.
Yeah, but it doesn't work as
decorative.
well. Anyway,
Fine.
did we want to go to that library before?
Yeah, we're kind of running out of time. We probably need to go to the library and then the cemetery and then a coroner. We have to do all this. Well,
Oh wait,
what
if
time
we
is
gotta
it
do
now?
cemetery, we got to do it here.
What time is it now?
Probably like 11.
Yeah, I'd say 11. That's probably fair.
All right, we have time. All right, let's go to the coroner first.
Yes, we've got to do the coroner and the graveyard here, and then the library's back in Danvers.
Mhm.
Did when the receptionist was talking to us about the cemetery a couple of blocks and the care home couple of blocks, did they give an indication as to which direction of blocks they were?
They did not give the... They give the cemetery direction. They did not give the nursing home.
Each turns back
Direction.
around.
You would need an extreme success on that charm.
Peach turns back around. I guess we're gonna have to look at a map.
We can always keep our eyes peeled while we're driving to the cemetery, right? We might pass it on the way. If not, you Americans have some wonderfully blocky cities that mean we can just make concentrically larger squares.
Yeah, in New York. This is Massachusetts.
Are you
I don't
so? Are you guys
the
heading?
roads differ.
Oh, spoiler alert. Manhattan in New York is generally a block, and a lot of New York is. Massachusetts can vary.
Okay.
I read maps as a hobby. I'm a massive nerd. I'm very sorry.
Are you guys going to the? Where are you guys going next? I think is the best way to do this.
Coroner. Gonna get lost on the way. Fuck it. Maybe there's a bar on the way.
Well, the corner was right down the way, right? It wasn't very far.
Can
I've
you
been
guys
rolling
roll?
failures.
Can you guys roll for luck, please?
See, I've been. Damn.
Nope.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh, the 100?
oh.
Listen.
Hang on. I
listen.
need to figure. So it's a hard
Listen.
success.
Listen.
It's on the
The
it's on the way
failure-
to the cemetery. Excellent.
If I had it, the car flips over.
The failure cancels out that, but the hard
No,
success cancels
no.
out that.
No.
Okay.
No. What do you mean? What do you?
Don't worry
talking
about it. Don't worry
That's
about it.
collective
There's no
luck.
canceling here.
I will say, Theo, you were the one that spots, just as you guys are about to get into the car, only you are able to spot the coroner van that
Oh shit.
is driving past like the main, like, because you're in like a lobby, so it doesn't park there. It parks somewhere else. Like you see it like drive past into the hospital like parking lot on a different corner, but yeah, the it looks like the coroner van.
Theodore sort of just like wordlessly like tracks it with his finger to bring it to the attention of the others. Like, we have our man. Any
What?
strategies?
ram him.
I'm gonna follow where you're pointing. Oh.
I
Sound like
mean
you
to approach him for information.
Ram him.
He's already
They are
parked
sitting
at
in
this
the
point,
car,
I
but
do
the
wanna make
car's
that
not turned
clear.
on. We could
Well.
intercept them before they get back to work.
Ram.
What if he brushes
Um,
us off though? We could kidnap him for a minute. Peachy strong.
Ram. The fucking van.
No, we need this car to get back to Danvers. If we wreck it, we'll be stuck here, and Larry will be stuck there.
If you go
What if we
20 miles
sneak
an hour,
in?
it will be minimal damage, and we can get the coroner. He can tell us all we need to know.
We can sneak in his car.
How far away is the car? Has it already parked in the hospital?
It drove out of view, but it didn't drive back into view.
So it's gone into the parking lot.
Yeah, you can assume that it's either parked or somewhere still on the premises, because it hasn't driven past you guys to get back on the main road.
Can we drive by and I just flash him or something?
Is that illegal yet?
No. Look, I didn't
That's
see my
what you're saying?
breast. I could flash a leg.
Actually, don't know. Scandalous. Not the leg.
It's the leg. I watched old movies. They be like showing them little calves and it'd be like porn and shit. It was great. It was awesome. The movies were awesome.
Also, a casual reminder that you can roll for idea, if you're
let's roll
out
for idea.
of those ideas.
I had
Or
an
if you're
idea.
looking
Everybody
for
just
another
shook their
idea.
head.
Go ahead. If that's what you want to
Ramming them
do,
in the
more than
parking lot.
happy to work that out. But it seems like you guys were a bit kind of grasping at straws.
The hospital parking lot, I take it it's not cordoned off. It's just sort of like marked with a sign.
Yeah.
Okay, then Theodore will at least start driving into that parking lot while they are exchanging ideas to get an update on the current van situation.
You don't even need
You
to
know-
roll. It's there. You see that they're offloading something, and there's a man in what looks to be like professional wear, walking in, looking down at like papers and like filling some stuff out. But yeah, it's clear they're bringing in a body.
Does where he's walking to appear to be labeled as a coroner's office?
Yes.
Perhaps we could talk to him inside.
You want to sneak in?
I'd prefer to just walk in the front.
Well, I don't know how many staff are going to let us right into the corners.
He just gets out of the car and walks behind
Especially
him.
if he's busy.
Wait, walking behind the car or behind the coroner?
Behind the corner.
Do you want to? Are you trying to not be seen?
Not really. I'm just
Okay.
gonna start like I'm basically gonna. It's probably will. Never mind. I'm gonna fucking manifest this shit. I'm not even gonna deny myself this. I'm just gonna start breaking the fuck down and pretending like that's my man. I just
Oh.
want to see him again. I'm sorry.
Oh,
We love a good performance.
please roll for fast talk as the coroner.
Don't do that. Can I please have charm?
No, you can roll persuade or fast talk. One of those, because you're not really
What,
being
acting?
charming with the more
Acting would be
like
good.
acting. I'll take.
Can I do persuade, please?
I will give you persuade because I'm nice, but it's not
I
charm.
love you.
It is 100%
okay, no, it's fine.
not charm.
I know. I'm drooling right now, so it's fine.
Okay.
I get it.
Great.
No, I just anything but fast.
Okay.
Fuck.
You have one
Wait,
more.
Your persuade is higher than your charm.
But I had such lucky rolls with charms. I kept doing it. So I was like, why did
He's-
you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
The coroner is still very like flustered because I'm sorry. I'm sorry if ma'am if you knew the deceased, like we can't let you touch the body or anything, but we really need to get him inside to get him properly figured out. I'm so sorry. He's not used to having to deal with emotions, as
so
he's
sorry.
just like I'm so sorry, but we really can't have you in here, and he's backing up towards the door. The body's already inside. By
He just
two.
drops her knees. What?
Uh,
And she calmly gets up and stops crying and just walks to the others. Okay, that didn't work. Anything else?
He's
I was actually
watching
gonna
this,
walk up,
and he just goes, "What?
having
I don't." And then he just continues to do notes, and he just walks inside, or he's walking towards it. If anyone would like to do anything else.
Theo was straightened up his tie on the suit and tried to make it look a little bit more proper, given the stalling that Peachy has purchased with the with the performance.
Yeah.
And is like walking up the path a little bit more properly with he's got a little bit of a jog in his step, as if like just trying to catch up with the coroner, like puts his hand out signaling sort of professionally for a moment if coroner makes eye contact.
Yeah, the coroner hears you like running, goes, "Ma'am, is this some kind of cruel trick?" No,
it's not.
I'm sorry. Can I help you, sir?
Peach starts
Hello,
crying
sir.
again.
In the background.
Theo looks
Please,
at
Eliza.
Peachy as if just like he is as bewildered and tries
Eliza's
to hide
patting her back.
sly smile. Yes, you are the coroner,
Tries to
correct?
steal more lavender.
Can you roll sleight of hand, Peach?
Can I roll against her to just
Yeah,
never-
you absolutely can.
What would I roll?
Wait, what am I
I think
rolling?
spot hidden for you because it's going to be if you fail.
Wait, what am I rolling?
You roll sleight of hand.
Give me that lavender!
You take it. I'm just busy patting your back like, shh, it's okay.
Well, here's why. Because she's allergic to lavender. So she's gonna start. It's gonna help her look more crying.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah.
how is this helpful?
Yeah, no, she's allergic to lavender, so that's why she was. It makes her look like puffy and crying without doing much effort, so she doesn't look as much of a psychopath.
Gotcha. We pan back to Theo.
Yes, my name is Teddy Warner. I'm from the Massachusetts Department of Justice. I left a slightly more, let's say, clandestine note with your receptionist to not embarrass your hospital. However, I am going to require some of your coroner's records regarding the passing of Dr. Shine. As you've likely heard recently at Danvers Asylum, there was a accidental death, but there are mitigating circumstances, so we at the department are looking into deaths that may be associated with the asylum to see if there's any evidence which may start to accumulate in its variety of factors.
Roll for fast talk or persuade. I'll even give you charm on this one.
Huh.
Final Fantasy VII victory music plays.
Could also be 14. Why are you doing that for? Anyway, but the
It was a debate.
don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, he looks up at you, and at first he's confused because this is not the proper channels for an authority to go to. But then you mentioned the accidental death at the asylum. He goes, one of those. Honestly, about time one of you were actually looking into that. The amount of deaths that happen at that hospital. It's just insane. Please come in. And he motions you to follow him as he starts to go off about how completely unprofessional that the asylum seems to be. There's no way there's that many deaths at an asylum. Like, get it. There's some people that aren't completely there, but it just never seemed right. It just seems so... And don't even get me started on Berger. He was such a good guy, and then just... we don't even know. Honestly, I'm not even sure
You're
why...
kind of
So-
like feedback loops him. He's just like, oh yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the bureaucracy has been terrible, obviously, interdepartmental investigations. They take forever.
Are we following them?
You
Or-
two can roll for stealth to follow.
Yeah, with me.
I
my
will give
puffy-ass
you
face.
advantage because of that extreme success from Theo.
How do I roll with?
You just roll again. We take whatever's low.
Oh, okay, got it. Bitch ass fuck.
You are very lucky that Eliza got... Wait.
A hard.
No, you got a hard success. So it covers both of you.
Yeah, that's a near
Why is
failure
it
as well.
go, dude?
And
I'm holding you as you're,
Yeah.
crying.
True.
Exactly.
Bros now.
This way.
But he continues to go off about the asylum as he looks down at you and goes, "Oh, did you see his? Are you here for? Well, sorry. Can you? What are you here for again? Seems a lot more casual with you at the moment.
I'm looking for records as to Dr. Shine's death. we're reopening the case in case it is somehow connected to this string of untimely deaths at the asylum. And also wondering if your coroner's office had any prior engagement with the asylum, because we know it has its own on-site coroner now, but that seems somewhat excessive for a small asylum.
Oh, well, we used to, up until, like, 1916? 1917? Somewhere around there. Right after Berger showed up.
Were you the coroner on duty at the time?
Well, I was here. They would just bring the bodies here, and we would process them as best we could. Not a lot of them had any next to kin or anything like that. But even then, we only had, like, maybe 3 in the entirety of Shine's superintendency. That's not a word. That's me. That's not a word. Anyway, when Shine was there running the place, he did it exceptionally, and we even had some of the people there even come over to the hospital just to tour the place and tour a bunch of different places in Salem. But that definitely stopped happening when Berger showed up, and yeah, since like 1917, I'm pretty sure. Hey, Larry, 1970, right? Yeah, 1917. Yeah, ever since like 1917, we haven't been able to. They just stopped talking.
Larry?
I didn't mean it. Don't worry about it. It's not the right Larry. It's not the right Larry. I'm not used to being on camera, Sam. What are you doing?
Oh, okay. I guess we're gonna.
Lots of Larrys in this world.
Lots of Larrys. It's a Massachusetts thing. You don't understand. It's fine.
Yeah,
My Uncle Larry.
a lot of Larrys here.
But yeah.
So no cadavers came through here while Dr. Berger was in charge? Or was it only
Oh
one,
no,
maybe?
there were at least I think 4. I think 4 that year. Pretty sure.
Did you suspect any malpractice on those cadavers?
We didn't then. That hospital was such a shining example of what could happen when people were treated as people. And then Berger showed up and haven't really heard from them since. Haven't even heard from that coroner at all. I don't even know his name.
I should have made a note.
Did we get the name?
You got
We got
the first name. If
Like
you want
Maddie
to
or
roll
something?
for no, like a knowledge education roll, I will give you the first name because you will suddenly remember it.
Is that an intelligence roll?
No,
There
it's
should,
education.
there
It's
should be an
next to a-
education.
Look next
it
to appearance on the
McBride?
top, and it's right next to appearance to the right.
Oh.
On
Okay,
the top,
yeah.
hon.
Remember, it was Mandy.
Mandy. Yes. Well, thus far we've got one name, Mandy, for their current coroner. And believe you me, if there is malpractice there, he'll be the first to go down along with Dr. Berger.
I mean, I hope you don't find any, but considering what's been seen, it kind of shakes his head and just goes, did you want to see his papers too? Shines? I mean, he left them when he retired. Seemed to be looking
Yes,
for
ideally.
information I just can't give you.
Yes, ideally, this is a very high priority investigation, like you said. 5 deaths in 3 months. The Department
Yeah.
of Justice is very interested in what's happening at that asylum.
Let me get someone to help with this. Larry! And you see Larry comes back in. He's very clearly like 20 something. Was one of the people actually moving the body in. And he goes and gets a couple of papers for you guys.
Do they know
Larry-
we're there yet?
No, they don't. Actually, upon further review, make another stealth roll just to see. You guys were so stealthy originally that I forgot.
Yes.
I wasn't. Still not.
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah. As long as it wasn't a fumble, you're fine. With that hard success, again, Eliza, I'm gonna need you to stop doing that. You guys are still able to. You guys are even like in the, I would say you guys are even in, like, at this point, the coroner's office with
We're like hiding
Theo.
behind a curtain. Our
Yeah.
feet are showing, but they don't know.
Shout out to Eliza providing
There's like a
stealth.
lampshade on Peachy's head.
Dude, I mean, I'm 6'1". I could be a lamp. That's legit. I'd be a decorative lamp with all the tattoos.
Larry, the intern Larry, goes and leaves for a couple minutes, comes back with papers.
Papers, please. Good game.
Let me bring up those papers now. Actually, we're at 7:30, so we're gonna take about a 5-minute break, making sure everyone is good to go, and then we'll get those papers and we'll see what happens to our dear friends here in near, at this point, Danvers Asylum. So we will be right back. Stay with us. We'll be back in about 5 minutes.